Hello everyone, my name is Void Doctor, and welcome back to another episode on the InfinityCraft server. And today we're starting out this episode in front of the house that I have my villagers in right now. And last episode, we got these guys to sell us some very valuable books. Namely, one of them sells mending, and the other one sells unbreaking. See, this guy's the unbreaking one, the other guy's mending. There's a villager in here that buys bread, just a farmer villager. Kind of obsolete now that I can almost buy golden carrots, and I have an infinite amount of pumpkins, and the farmer in here does not buy pumpkins, only that one does. So this guy is quickly being made obsolete, but I will eventually level him up to a level where he'll sell me golden carrots, and then that will be very useful for buying multiple stacks of golden carrots at a time. Now, that will come later in the episode when we start to make some dedicated houses for the villagers. So, kind of like last season, except last season I didn't do this in an episode. It was kind of just, I needed to get it done with. I was just kind of like, didn't want to put it in an episode because I didn't really know what to do with it. So I kind of just did it off camera. This season, though, we are going to do this on camera, but there is something that I need to do first. See, having to smelt up all of this smooth sandstone is driving me around the bend. It's driving me around. It's killing me, okay? It's actually I can't do it anymore. It's so awful. So, what I'd like to do first is get some form of auto smelter system going. Just like last season, except this season, I don't have the iron for it. Because it isn't episode 5, it's episode 4, and we're moving at a slightly slower pace progress-wise. Like, I haven't done all the mining that I'd done by this time last season, because I'm taking more of a building approach this season, so definitely a bit behind in terms of iron. However, now that we're in the 1.18 update, iron is quite common. So what I'm going to do is head out and try and find a mountains biome. Well, not try and find, because we have access to the seed. So go to the nearest mountains biome. I actually have not checked if there is a mountains biome. However, I think there is one. So yeah, I'm going to go look at the seed, see if there's a mountains biome nearby, and we'll head out there in search of some iron. So I'm going to go try and find a mountains biome. Sounds so weird. It's like, you'd think you'd have to explore. No, I just open up the seed editor and I know where it is. Or not the seed editor, whatever it's called, the seed map. Okay, so that kind of throws off my plans a bit. There are no mountains biomes for 4,000 blocks from this desert. They're very far away. It's a jagged peaks, which is an awesome biome. But I will not be able to go out there until I either establish a nether portal out there, which I do not want to do, or until I get an elytra. So, very unfortunate, but the next best solution is going to be mining underground. After watching Grian's HermitCraft, HermitCraft 9, I realized mountains are a very good way of getting iron. But, apparently we got very unlucky in terms of mountains. I pretty much, when I was deciding which seed we were going to use, because, again, this is a set seed, I looked for the biomes that people requested, and from what I know, no one requested a mountains biome within the spawn region, so that isn't something that I looked for. Probably should have. And it probably would have been very easy to, but I didn't. So, yeah, it's very unfortunate, but yeah, that's kind of what we have to deal with right now. So, I'm going to go do a little bit of subsurface mining here. I believe this is iron level, right? 16, yes. This is like, I'm pretty sure this is like iron level. No one has the answers to any of those questions, like what's the mining levels yet. I haven't found a single corroborating answer yet, so I'm not exactly sure if it is 16. I forgot torches, but I'm not exactly sure if it's 16, but I'm just going to say it's 16 because I already have a mine at Y16, so let's do a bit of mining. Man, we are gonna need an iron farm this season because I am already getting tired of mining for resources. Well, I guess I kind of spoke too soon because, like, 10 seconds later, I just found a vein of iron. This is really going well. I seem like I know what I'm talking about, right? Don't I? No, I don't. I seem like I'm an absolute fool right now. And I can't believe I forgot to mention this. I did get mending on my pickaxe in between episodes. Okay, so Too Much Mustard, being the absolute legend and lifesaver that he is, I just texted him. I messaged him asking if he had any iron. I was just gonna, because he's traveling right now. I just said, hey, can I leave some diamonds at your base and take some iron? And he said, you can check. I don't know if I have any iron, but I don't need the diamonds. And I just checked. A stack of 19 iron. I left him some, but like, this is progress like we've never... Ah! As I was saying, this is progress like we have never seen before. However, this iron isn't really going to be to my personal benefit in terms of just like my wealth, because it's just immediately going to go to projects. So, that was brutal. That was brutal. What? That was absolutely brutal. Whoa. Things are happening right now. Exciting things. I'm almost dying. That rabbit just died a horrible, brutal, painful death. Okay then. Well, I guess it's time to do a tad bit more mining because I don't exactly know if this is enough. I mean, we're going to need 48 hoppers, so I don't exactly know if this is enough. I'll check. Yeah, it's a little bit, it's not enough. I mean, it's still it's still like a lot of iron, but we need 240 iron, so a little bit more and then we should be good. Well, this mining trip is proving to be about as fruitless as an apple tree in the off season. I'm just getting nothing now. I was getting quite a bit back here at that like granite, but right here I'm just getting nothing. There's no ores at all. I got a little bit of iron and I've been mining now for a little while, and I've just gotten nothing because I had to go up and repair my pickaxe with mending, which is again one of the best enchantments in the game. But yeah, so now I gotta continue mining through this, and hopefully we can get the, I think it's like 3 1/4 stacks required. It's not a ton, and since Too Much Mustard gave me that little boost there at the beginning, that was fantastic. But yeah, I've now been mining for like around about 2 hours, so yeah, we're on about hour 2, and I'm still having a very hard time. I mean, I know I'm probably not mining at the right level, but I really don't want to check what the proper mining level is, so yep, gonna wait it out. You're not gonna wait it out, gonna continue mining and then get that stuff smelting, and hopefully we can construct a super smelter sometime soon. Otherwise this episode may be coming out slightly late. Ooh, there's copper at the end. And yes, I did just randomly make up that whole apple tree in an off-season joke. That was just me being really weird. And there we are. We now have exactly 3.75 stacks of iron. For the uninitiated, that's 3 stacks and 48 iron in ingot form and raw iron, so very handy. Some of it's up at the storage hall, obviously, so gonna need to go up there. Did I pass my staircase? Where's the staircase? Oh, it's right here. Okay, never mind. But yeah, so I now have the iron required. It's early in the morning. Please don't please give me an excuse on my terrible English, but I'm gonna go get this stuff smelted up, and then we'll work on the super smelter. A little bit awkward that I have to now smelt up like almost 3 stacks of iron to make a super smelter without having a super smelter. That's very annoying, but so be it. Gonna go do that. Oh my gosh, I'm so stupid. I have to mine a tiny bit more iron because I forgot that I require minecarts. I only require chest minecarts, so I don't need more hoppers, but I do require minecarts to build this, so gotta go mine a tiny bit more iron, which is very unfortunate, especially now that it's night. I have to weave my way through crowds of mobs. Alright, well, I feel like the next thing I need to do, the next order, is farming a lot of wood. Actually, no. There's a mesa, like a mesa woodlands over there, and I'm just gonna go chop down trees on top of that hill, because it's a lot more efficient than chopping down trees at my little wood farm. Okay, so I've gotten all the materials ready for the super smelter, and conveniently, this village has a blacksmith, or if you're watching this in the future, it had a blacksmith, but now we are going to take down this blacksmith because this is pretty much the perfect spot for the super smelter. I mean, I want to build this sort of blacksmith around this place, although I do have a very interesting idea for the sort of blacksmith shop design I want to use. But yes, I do want to build a blacksmith around this place. So I'm going to take down the blacksmith, and then we're going to put the super smelter in the basement, because that's where I like to put super smelters, because they tend to be quite ugly if you don't have them as like a kind of like a wall, like a, you know, sort of a feature wall in your base. If you don't have them as that, they kind of tend to look ugly, so I'm just going to throw it in the basement as per usual. Okay, so I've finished removing the blacksmith, and now it just looks like there's just something just does not feel right here. It just feels like something was deleted from existence, which it kind of was. I mean, it was a little bit of a lengthy deleting process, but it kind of was just deleted from existence. Eventually, I want to kind of replace all this grass, or some of this grass, with sand. Maybe like up to here, we can keep like this little coast right here with grass, like a little bit of it. But I would like to have sand here just to kind of keep the feeling of the desert around. The only reason there's grass here is because this is actually an ocean biome. If you just look here, oh no, it's a river biome, but yeah, so it is. This grass is not meant to be here, so yes, eventually I'd like to replace this with some sand, but right now, gonna dig a hole and put a super smelter in it. Don't exactly know if this hole is gonna be big enough, since I'm not really gonna have enough room to get around to the back of the super smelter, which is kind of somewhere where you need to get to when you're running something like this, but it still should be enough just to actually use the super smelter, and then I can just like go around, like create a little access hole right there. Just realize this needs to be slightly larger. I'm probably gonna have to do a tiny bit of terraforming, since for some reason I thought it would be a great idea to construct the entire super smelter on literally the edge of the border between the land and the ocean, which is kind of funny. Okay, so maybe I made a tad bit of an oopsie here. I lowered the floor, and then I realized it was completely unnecessary for me to lower the floor, because if I just, this is probably going to be floor height right here. I can just kind of lower the ground level a little bit. That's the only level at which you can access the chest minecart's inventory, at least the input chest. So, yep, a little bit of a mistake there, but I corrected it, and yeah, I think this place is starting to look cool already. I'm going to put some stairs and things here to kind of cover up the top and, the top and bottom hoppers here, and then I'll just have the input, or the output chest here, and then obviously you fill the input chest from the top floor. And I want to do a really cool decoration for the top floor, but it's going to be kind of expensive. Well, this is extremely unfortunate. I came back from being AFK, and both of the librarians were just gone. They were dead. And there's really no clear answer to this, but I think the most probable answer is that this farmer... so, let me just recreate the whole scene where what at least I think happened. I think a pillager patrol came by, saw the librarians in here, stopped by and killed them, and then just despawned. Or killed them, you know, like wandered around for a while, and then just despawned. This guy was in that tower and pretty much just stayed in there for, I don't even know why, but like, that's really the only explanation for why this guy managed to stay alive while the other guys didn't. So what I'm going to have to do now, this slightly throws off my plans, but what we're going to have to do is I'm going to have to get the librarians back by bringing both farmers, or the other farmer, in here, and just breeding them together and converting their children into librarians, and then we'll probably turn this into like a decorated farmer's house, and then we'll make a librarian house later in the episode. I'm going to do all the breeding off, all the villager breeding off camera, because I'd like to. And if you're wondering why I'm using shaders, it's because I was getting some nice screenshots for just, you know, just memory, in case something happens to the map. I like to do that. But yeah, I just kind of decided, I just kind of needed to record this clip sort of urgently because, yeah, it was kind of desperate. However, after that slight scare, the next thing I'd like to do is build a building-ish around this. My idea for this is kind of wacky. It's a little bit crazy, but I think it should look pretty cool. What I want to do is have the actual forge be in a giant sort of, just a giant chimney, like a giant smokestack looking thing, and then have like a little forge, like a little I don't even know what it's called, but you know, where they have like the anvil, like that under like a little awning around this. So sort of have the actual building part of this be just a giant chimney. I think it should look cool, and we can also detail it. And what I'd like to do for some of the texturing, so of course I want to have like a foundation of sandstone, but after that I want to have like a granite and brick spire that kind of looks like it's broken out of the sandstone almost. And it should look cool. It should kind of look like it's a very old building, which is kind of my idea for this. So I'm going to see how this looks. Also, probably going to smelt up some bricks, and then we'll get building. Alright, I'm feeling pretty good about this so far. It's got a sort of fantasy feel about it. I think it's just the aesthetic of a sort of brick and granite tower in the middle of a desert. You know, you'd expect to see like sandstone and things, but no, it's like a brick and granite structure. I don't know, it just sort of stands out against a lot of the other colors here. I feel like if it was in the mesa or any other biome, really, it wouldn't really stand out as much, but here it definitely stands out. And the next thing I'm going to do is just kind of chuck in a few stairs here and there to kind of transition into the second layer of the tower, sort of, I guess it's the chimney, kind of, ish? I don't know, but yeah, I think just adding a few stair blocks there definitely help sort of transition into the second layer. Again, I don't even know what to call this. These aren't floors, obviously, but yeah, it's pretty cool looking. Definitely happy with how this is looking so far. Okay, so I'm feeling pretty good about how this whole building has come together. I didn't follow through with that whole shed idea. I wanted to have like a cool awning coming off the side, but I just think it looks like a big forge on the inside. And I couldn't really do anything with the interior because there are too many little areas that I need to be able to access, like the little hole right there where the minecart is, and then also the staircase down here. So any sort of interior with like a furnace or something in the back would kind of cover that stuff up and make it less convenient to access. So I just decided to not do anything with the interior. I still think the building looks nice and definitely draws your eyes towards the town when you're out and about on your boat, kind of, you know, just wandering around. You know, there's maybe a crew of people on a large ship out there sailing the ocean blue, and they see the large smokestack here, and they're like, oh, there's civilization out there. Maybe we should go check that out. Now, the next thing I want to do is obviously get these villagers breeding so we can get the librarians back. So I'm going to grab some bread. Actually, I'm probably going to buy some bread and get these villagers breeding. Now, I believe we have enough beds, but I am going to break and replace the beds because I believe when a villager dies, it doesn't like actually lose its claim on the bed that it was sleeping in beforehand. So I do believe I need to like refresh the beds by breaking them and then placing them again. All right, so here we go. Got some bread and whoops, and I'm literally, if you didn't know, say breed villagers. It's a very simple process. Buy bread from them. So what you want to do, get some emeralds, buy bread from them, and feed it back to them, and they will breed because it increases, I believe it increases like their happiness or something, and their willingness to, anyway, so yeah, that's pretty much the process of villager breeding. And then as you can see, they get the little love hearts there, and eventually a baby villager will appear. We don't need to go into the details of that because I wouldn't like to. So yeah, we are Minecraft, very interesting game. So now we wait a very long time for them to breed up a few villagers, and then we'll convert them into librarians because that's the villager that I need from this. Maybe a farmer? Oh, no. Please don't do that. Don't do that. No, don't. Uh-oh. Yeah, you go back in there. Yep. No. No, stop. Okay, so they're finally breeding, and I realized why they weren't. You need windows, like proper glass windows. So I installed some nice glass windows, and now they're breeding perfectly fine. They will be breeding almost infinitely since they have many, many stacks of bread in their inventories now. Like, I think I've probably fed them at least 17 stacks of bread now. So yeah, they'll probably be breeding for a very long time. And if I don't supply beds for them, I'm pretty sure my village, like, reputation goes down. So yep, definitely important that I supply enough beds, otherwise things will go south very quickly. And if you're wondering why I'm looking like a porcupine right now, this is why. Okay, folks, so we have 6 villagers now, 1 librarian, 2 farmers, and 3 unemployed villagers. So what I want to do is divide them pretty much evenly. So I want to have 3 farmers and 3 librarians to start with. Now, the tricky part about villagers, as anyone who has ever dealt with them will tell you, and will also probably rant about, is the fact that you have to transport them using minecarts or boats. And thankfully, in deserts, boats are slightly more feasible. However, I want to use minecarts, but the first thing we need to do, obviously, is get these guys their professions. So I'm going to go craft up these workstations, and we'll get some professions going. My luck with enchantments right now is insane. I just got mending. Where are you? Are you mending? No. You're mending for 18. Efficiency 5 for 41. That's pretty expensive. But it's an efficiency 5 book. I'm going to keep this guy around. That's ridiculously useful, and I think the last enchantment I want to have is probably going to be Unbreaking, so I don't immediately break my efficiency 5 pick once I enchant my pick with efficiency 5. I kind of want to get Unbreaking 3, but I think I'd also be fine with Unbreaking 2. Definitely not Unbreaking 1, though. That is almost useless. Okay, so this completes the trifecta of ridiculous luck. Efficiency 5, mending, and Unbreaking 3 in maybe 15 minutes of just re-rolling villager trades. This is insane luck. So I'm pretty much just going to trade with these villagers a few times to lock in their trades, and then we will move on to building them to building the librarians a nice little house, and transporting them to said house in the fullness of time. It's just going to take a little bit for me to obviously get myself a bit of emeralds, because I don't have any, so I need to get some emeralds and some paper to lock in the villagers' trades. Okay, folks, so a little update. Too Much Mustard, I told him that essentially I had gotten a bunch of great books, and he's like, okay, I want to stop by and buy them from the villagers. And then he realized he didn't have the emeralds for it, so I offered to to sell them to him. So I got a bunch of Unbreaking books, and or I got a bunch of mending books. I don't have the Unbreaking books yet, but I will get those soon. And so yeah, we're just gonna do a little transaction here. And so yeah, here are the mending books right now. 8 mending books, I believe.
Yes, thank you. Currently don't. Hold on.
All right.
There.
Yeah. Cool. Then inventory space.
Back in? Or do you want more?
That's fine. It's perfectly.
Okay. Thank you.
All right. Cool. Yep.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry about that stuff. That's free.
Fine.
You can take that. Okay.
All right. See ya.
Okay. See ya.
All right. Well, after that lucky little transaction there, I guess it's armor time. So this is fun. This is something I haven't been able to do in a while. Which provides more armor? I think it's a helmet, right? All right. This feels good. I feel very powerful now. And I did make myself a new diamond sword because I wanted to keep my other one. I kind of regret throwing out my old diamond sword, so yeah, this feels very good though. But I regret throwing out my old diamond pickaxe because I like to keep them around, my first diamond stuff. But it's nice to have my first diamond sword still around. So yep, crafted a new one up, and I'm oh my gosh, it just feels fantastic to be in mostly diamond armor now. Just missing that last half armor slot, and then boom, full diamond. But yeah, this season I kind of have been, I haven't been really repairing my tools all that much, or not repairing them. I haven't been I think that is my first diamond pickaxe. That's my first diamond pickaxe. I did keep it around. Oh my gosh, I forgot about that. But yeah, I haven't been wearing my tools out to where they're broken, which means my tools chest is overflowing very quickly. Going to need to make an armory sometime soon. Now, the next order of business is going to be constructing a trading building for the librarians, because eventually, just probably off camera, I'll convert that building where I'll convert this building into a farmer's looking kind of building. But the librarians, I want to have them have their own buildings. So yeah, gonna work on that right now, and I think we'll do this in the form of a third-person time-lapse because I'm feeling like it. It's pretty fun. I really like these time lapses. And also, tell me if you like the look of my shaders with the desert, please, because I think it looks a bit strange. It looks a bit blown out. So also, if you have any shader recommendations that look good in deserts, please let me know, because again, I think the shaders look a bit strange in the desert right now. So might need to change those up for this season. So Too Much Mustard and I were chopping down, or we're going to chop down trees together, and he's just like, hey, do you want a pair of iron or diamond boots? I just had some I crafted too many. So yeah, thanks a bunch, bro. That was fantastic. Okay, folks, so I am super happy with how this build has come together. I think the sort of flat first roof here kind of gives it a sort of low appearance from afar, but then as you start to get close, you're like, whoa, that's a big tower. And then I also think I might shift the tower so that it's not resting on this sort of palisade wall here, because it does look sort of strange. But for now, I think it looks pretty cool, and this could be where we put the villagers' beds in the future. But yeah, I just think this whole place looks pretty cool, and now we need to get some villagers in here. So I'm going to start setting up a minecart rail between this house and the larger librarian house here, and we'll move some villagers. And it's funny, because I always have more librarians than farmers, so I always give the librarians the larger house, but this season is just dramatic. Like, the librarians have this massive kind of, they just have this really big house, and the farmers just have this little tiny baby little farmer house here. So we will eventually probably expand this and also make it look cooler, so yeah, excited about that. Alright, so after a little bit of finagling, I managed to shift the tower a little bit so that it's not on any of the walls, and I just think it looks a little bit more balanced. I still wanted to have it off to the side because I just think it's a cooler aesthetic. Makes the build a bit less symmetrical, I guess, and it still provides quite a bit to the skyline, and I think I might have accidentally built it slightly taller as well, so yeah, that's just makes it a bit more impressive. But yeah, now from the ocean you can kind of see the giant tower on top of the librarian building. This whole place, once I start to really get some builds in here, this whole place is going to look so cool with all of its towers and sort of palisade style crenellations on top of the buildings. It's going to look so cool. So yeah, hopefully this base doesn't get blown up like last season, so we can keep working on it. And now I need to start moving villagers. How fun. I really don't like moving villagers, but I really don't want to do this on camera. You know, maybe to make this entertaining, we'll do a funny little montage of me moving all the villagers. That'd be pretty funny, so I guess we can do that. That's how I'll show that I actually did the work and didn't just like cheese my way out of this. So enjoy the montage. Okay, so now that you can appreciate the absolute pain that I just went through to get these villagers put away, I'm going to work on a bit of an interior in here, make sure everything's well lit for the villagers, and also maybe make this staircase not awful, because currently it's pretty bad. Can we all agree this staircase right now, it's not the best. So I'm just going on a quick little expedition to get some spruce from Fake Blossom, because, oh, she's not online right now. Well, that expedition needs to wait, so I'm just going to make the stairs and the interior out of oak, but she did find some spruce, so eventually I would like to acquire some of that. Sus. Okay, so I've done a bit more work on the exterior as well as the interior with these little buttons here and this jungle door. I just think buttons and specifically jungle wood kind of provides a nice little contrast to the mostly sand and just very light sort of brownish textures. And then even once we start adding spruce to the builds, I think jungle adds a nice little pink tone that looks pretty cool. So yeah, I was never able to get my hands on spruce because Fake Blossom has been offline and this episode needs to come out sometime soon, so was unfortunately not able to get my hands on spruce, but I'll probably be replacing the ceiling with spruce and then also making a floor. That's going to be fun because obviously villagers are in here now, but off camera I will also probably be breeding these villagers up. It's just, again, this episode does have to come out sometime soon. So yeah, I think this is actually where we are going to wrap up this episode. We have done quite a bit this episode. We got ourselves a super smelter all sorted out, started to breed up the farmers again, got some fantastic librarian traits, and of course made our librarians a nice little home. So definitely very happy with what we've been doing in this season, really, but definitely this episode has been one of the more productive episodes in the season. So as always, my name has been Void Doctor. Please like, subscribe, and share if you did enjoy the episode and feel inclined to do so, and I'll see you all next time. Take care. Bye for now.